Hey guys, it's been quite a while. This light is way too bright. Let me see if I can turn it down. There, I think that looks a little better. As you can see, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you will notice that my name of my page is different now. The Dyslexic Eclectic, I believe it is. And I also have like a makeup page on Instagram. That is Dyslexic Eclectic Makeup. If you guys want to follow it, I'll put the link in the description. But anyway, I'm going to kind of try to do videos without editing them because I found that if I have to edit the videos, I end up not uploading them. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it the next day, and then a month passes and then the video is still sitting there and I haven't edited it, and then I'm like, oh well, just forget it. So I'm gonna try to do the videos unedited, so just kind of try to bear with me. But anyway, back to what I was saying originally, or trying to say. I've changed the name of my channel and kind of, I guess, want to go in sort of a different direction, because Jensen really doesn't care to be on camera or anything like that anymore, and we cut out like a ton of sugar from his diet, so like doing the soda videos now is not really a good idea. So hold on one second, I gotta let my cat in. Alright, I just paused the video or whatever instead. So before I was interrupted by my cat, so yeah, I want my channel, I guess, to go in a different direction, and kind of focus more on, I guess, things that I like, and I guess in the center of it all, like, I don't know, like, it be about like people like me with dyslexia, because I've noticed there's not like too many channels, I guess, of people that kind of center it around their dyslexia, and I kind of feel like dyslexia is, I guess, not talked about too often. There are tons of pages like for autism or on autism, people that are on the spectrum that make all kinds of videos that are able to kind of help people that are on the spectrum and that that aren't and think they might be, and also like it helps parents too. So I thought, I kind of would like to sort of offer that same sort of thing on, I guess, a topic that you don't really hear too much about, and also from a female's perspective, because I feel like dyslexia for females is probably a lot different than it would be for a male, and I kind of like found a little page on it which it did say that like autism, girls can go undetected, which also that is another topic I do want to look into. I guess not being diagnosed, but look into seeing if I'm possibly on the spectrum, because there's some things about me that like fit in the spectrum, but then also like I wonder too, is that like a dyslexic thing? And also like dyslexia also can be part of being on the spectrum, so I just kind of want to know, I guess, more about myself maybe. So I brought up this page. And this is about dyslexia in girls. This says girls can pass undetected with their dyslexia by being very well organized, quiet, and neat in their behavior. Now, when I was a little girl, they were very concerned because I was really shy and I didn't really talk to anyone. And I actually ended up going to speech therapy because of that. Yeah, like if I had to go to the bathroom too, that was another thing. Like, I wouldn't go in with the other girls to go to the bathroom. Like, I would just hold it in. And apparently, like, the teacher noticed. So the teacher started to take me separate, and then, like, I was fine. So, I don't know, just kind of things with being shy and, like, I guess being afraid of being embarrassed in certain situations. So, let me see. Let me keep going. So, let's see. It said quiet and neat in their behavior, so teachers might not notice, although a specialist will pick it up. Possible symptoms of dyslexia to watch for in girls include hyperorganization, emotional, physical issues. I do remember as a child, and even now, like, I am a very emotional person. I get upset easy, take things the wrong way, I guess. And then the hyper-organization, like, I don't think that started until later in life. Like, I try to keep things organized, but obviously, like, living with my husband and my son, like, they're not very organized, so it makes it really, really hard. And so then that's frustrating for me, and it gives me anxiety. So that's one thing. And then it says girls with autism can similarly pass undetected more than boys. So I already talked about that. So, let's see. Underdetection of dyslexia in girls. Let me see. This is like, let me see. This is called essentialparent.com. This is where I found this, and it's I guess the name of this article is Under Detection of Dyslexia in Girls. So if you're looking for it, maybe I can leave a link below too. I'm just trying to find some more relevant things for you. I'll just go ahead and read this. Under Detection of Dyslexia in Girls. In her landmark, Longe, and that's another thing, like me trying to pronounce things. If I don't pronounce it right, I'm sorry, but I guess just bear with me. Longitudinal study in schools in Connecticut, USA, Dr. Sally Shaywitz, see references below, found while testing revealed no significant difference in the prevalence of reading difficulties between sexes. There was a clear pattern of schools referring far more boys for assessment. A startling example of this referral blast was illustrated in the difference between the children identified by researchers as having a diagnosable reading difficulty versus those identified by school. For example, the cat is licking a candy bag. You're a weirdo. Where was I? You messed me up, but I love you. Have a diagnosable reading difficulty versus those identified by schools. For example, in more than 300 second graders, researchers identified 8.7% of boys and 6.9% of girls as having diagnosable reading difficulties. For me, my problem was math. And I'm like, I think I'm actually a pretty good reader for somebody with dyslexia, so I didn't have trouble really reading. My problem is like being able to, I guess, keep up, like, I don't know, it's sort of like a delay, I guess, being able to say what I'm reading, so there's a little delay there, and sometimes I will lose my place. And sometimes I can just read really fast, so I don't know. It's really weird. Where was I at? Well, in the same population, the school identified 13.6 of boys and only 3.2% of girls. And in analyzing this trend throughout the study, Shaywitz found one clear issue consistently arose. As with schools, behavioral difficulties was a primary reason for referral. Many girls were slipping by as they were literally not making enough noise to be noticed. Further to this point, a recent Georgetown University study exploring dyslexia in male and female brain anatomy asked if methods of testing may be gender skewed, as models on the brain basis of dyslexia primarily developed through the study of males may not be appropriate for females and suggest a need for more sex-specific investigations. Similarly, in recent years, underdiagnosis of girls have become very important on the autism agenda. It is now accepted that gender-biased expectations allow many AS girls to go undetected due to their drive to mirror socially acceptable behaviors while in truth feeling completely isolated. So this is why I think, one reason I think I could possibly be on the spectrum, because I try to fit in. I feel like I try to fit in, and I kind of I feel like I kind of just imitate the group around me, and it's very hard for me to make friends too. I feel I've always felt like out of place, like the outcast, and kind of like nobody would be interested in the things that I'm interested in. So that's kind of one reason. And also sometimes I guess I will say things that well, one example, we took my son trick-or-treating on Halloween, obviously, and we ran into someone while trick-or-treating, and they wanted to trick-or-treat together, so it was my husband and myself and the other woman with her child, and we were talking about how Jensen, like, he makes friends with everyone wherever he goes, and I said, how, like, he never stops talking, and he'll make friends with everyone, and I was like, Jensen likes to talk so much, and he loves making friends so much, he would talk to a tree. And I guess I didn't think about, like, how that could sound, which I really just meant that, like, he will make friends with anyone. So that could kind of sound like I don't know, like, even if your son's good enough or whatever to be his friend or whatever, but yeah, like, sometimes I guess I don't think about, like, how sometimes things like that can sound, like, I don't think about them. But anyway, back to dyslexia. I'm trying to stay on topic. As society, let me see. Yeah. As a society, we hold to the idea that girls mature more quickly than boys, are more likely to adapt themselves to conventional behavior expectations, are less likely to demonstrate disruptive behaviors when angry or frustrated. In essence, that study has shown time and time again is not necessarily a higher incidence of dyslexia in boys, but that dyslexia is far more likely to be detected and identified in boys. So how can we spot more of our dyslexic girls? Along with more commonly accepted warning signs such as issues with reading and writing, apparent laziness? Okay. Daydreaming, organizational difficulties. Many girls may overcompensate for these difficulties in their desire to cope. Therefore, also watch for laboring overwork to make it look beautiful. A lovely looking piece of homework the teacher thinks took 30 minutes was painstakingly labored over all evening. Yes, that is true. Presentation may not reflect content quality. Despite looking perfect, work content seems weak or disjointed, likely due to over focus on tidy handwriting and spelling. So my handwriting's horrible, and I don't think I could make it look tidy if I wanted to, so I'm not sure about that one. That might not pertain to me, which everyone's different, so. Emotional, physical issues. Dyslexic girls are more likely to struggle with depression and anxiety, which can result in more serious mental health issues over time. So, yes, I have depression and also anxiety, and I remember having both of those. The earliest I could probably recall, I think I was like maybe 8 or 9, maybe. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. I wish they went into a little more detail with symptoms. Me trying to relay like my symptoms is pretty hard for me. I like have to sit down and write it out, but I did have problems focusing, and I found one of my old report cards, which the teacher said that it doesn't seem like I'm paying attention when she's speaking and things like that. So I would daydream a lot. Things obviously weren't taught the way I would be able to learn them, so it would make no sense to me a lot of the time. So I'd find myself daydreaming, and then also like I was afraid to ask for help on a lot of work, so there was that too. In math, I think there's something more to my math issues, and I forget what it was called. I almost want to say it was called dyscalculia or something weird like that, but I'm really horrible at math. Like, unless, like, if I have a calculator, I can do, like, subtraction and, and, multiplication and division and stuff like that. And I'm actually pretty good at, like figuring out finances and things like that, but if you were to give me a test on it and like all this stuff, like I would probably do really horrible. But yeah, so there's that. But I'm trying to think if there's anything more interesting here. Also, yes, when I read things, I used to have like a clear sheet. It's like a clear sheet of like a clear plastic sheet, and there's like different colors it's tinted. Like you can get like a pink tint or like a maybe more like a rose tint. There's green, blue, probably even purple, I would guess, and like a yellow or more like I guess like a gold color. But there's all sorts of like different sorts of tinted clear plastic pieces that you can put over like what you're reading, and like my colors were like green and gold, I believe. But the purpose for that is it's supposed to help when you're reading, say, and it's worse like if you're reading something on like a bright white page and you have like black bold writing, like that's like bold writing, and I mean just any black writing, like any black text is on over top of white is like horrible. Because it can make the words kind of like look like they're waving, and sometimes like flashing sort of deal going on, and also like reading and then you go to the next line. Like for normal people, they would just go to the next line, but for people with dyslexia, you might go 2 lines down because it's hard for you to, I guess, keep track of where you were. And I think that's like a what is it called, visual spatial or visuospatial issue, which I also have that. And also I have like auditory processing thing, if there is a room full of people and there's talking and clanking noises or any other kind of noises going on and someone's talking to me, I literally, like, I can't really make out what they're saying unless their voice is louder than anything in the room. Like, it's hard for me to make out what they're saying. So it could just be, it's kind of like their voice is like white noise. It mixes in, I guess, with everyone else. So that's another thing. And also, like, if someone were to ask me a question, it kind of takes a minute for it to process. And so, like, someone could be like, what's your favorite color? And, like, right after they ask me, I could be like, what? It is just like a habit, because I guess it's like, it takes my brain a minute to process what was said to me. So I guess automatically I say what, because, like, it's like I didn't hear them. But then, like, it's usually after I say what, like, it's like, oh, well, my favorite color is purple. So yeah, I have that. And also, I do have, like, sensitivity to light. And some of these things, like the sensitivity to light, could be, like, I guess, some of, like, because I have some autoimmune diseases too, Hashimoto's, and that kind of messes with your hormones and all kinds of stuff, like your neuro whatever. And that's part of, like, being I guess ill with an autoimmune disease too. It messes also with, like, your processing too, like, trying to, I guess, spit out a word and you can't, like, figure out what the word is that you're trying to say. But that's also, like, I think a dyslexic trait as well. So it kind of makes it, like, 2 times as worse. Like, so yeah, there's that. So neurological, that's what the word I was looking for. It causes, yeah, like, neurological disturbances like that. So some of it kind of just, like, overlaps and makes things a little harder than what they normally would be if it was just dyslexia. So I have that, like, going against me too. So I just yeah, I kind of wanted to make this channel kind of about that and makeup as well. I wanted to do, like, something with makeup, and I don't know, just kind of, like, things that I'm interested in, and just kind of be, like, a regular part of the community. Like, I thought it might help me too, like with my socialization, because I'm not very good at making friends and not very good at, like, conversations with people, holding a conversation, and I guess just having a conversation flow normally. And I thought maybe, like, too, if, like, I just do videos and come on here and talk, maybe, like, that could help me, I guess, with conversation and make it feel a little more, I guess, organic when I speak to people and not, like, forced or, you know, feel, like, awkward. So that's, like, another, I guess, element to it. But I will try to, I guess, put those links down in the description below, and let me guys know what you think, and I guess more or less, I don't know, start a conversation about dyslexia, and maybe, because I'm also interested in autism and things like that. Not only just, if you guys know anything about my channel, my son is on the autism spectrum, and we also, I do need to mention, we also figured out that he actually has a portion of his chromosome on the SMARCC2 gene, a small portion of that has a deletion. So it causes, like, digestive problems, and it actually, like, behavioral problems, because lately, like, behavioral problems with him have been really bad. Like, refusing to do schoolwork and just being very oppositional. And so we've been working with his doctor on that too, to try to like figure out how to help him. So yeah, he hasn't seen the doctor since he had that I guess gene discovery from it's like Spark Autism. I think I might leave a link to that too. So if any of you have children that have been diagnosed, I think you can even actually you might even be able to do the saliva test if you suspect your child has autism. But the goal is they want to see if they can, if there's I guess all autism is gene related maybe, or what sorts of genes are linked to autism. But that is actually the cause of Jensen's autism is the deletion on the SMARCC2 gene. So we have like, I guess, a reason for his. I guess the way his came about, maybe. I don't know. But if you guys are also interested in things like genetics too, like I've been like reading about genetics and things like diseases and stuff, and like I'm kind of, I guess, sort of like super interested now and focused like on things to do with genes and stuff like that, which I have some mutations and stuff myself that are a cause for some of, I guess, parts of my illness and stuff like that. So I guess that's about it. Like, I just keep rambling on, but there's so many, I guess, interesting ideas I have for this channel. But if you guys have any questions or anything you like to say, just leave them in the comments below, and I will try my hardest to make videos regularly, because that's what I would really love to do, just maybe one video a week at least. Yeah, because I figured it'd be also nice to have this as maybe like a job too, because I literally, like, I have so much, like, my social anxiety is so bad, like, I don't, imagining, like, trying to work somewhere right now and having to talk to people and stuff is, like, just the thought of that's very overwhelming. So I'm trying to figure something also out for myself, like, that makes me feel productive and happy, and just, like, knowing that you have a job and something you do that can also help people, like, that's a pretty good feeling. So, like I was saying, if you guys have any questions, or just leave your comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time.